Hello and welcome to Stage 1 of the Formula 1 Honda Japanese Grand Prix. Now, the first thing you're probably wondering, which car to choose? Okay, well, I fully upgraded 3 of them. I did a restore later, so anyway, check out the specs because these are the highest PR cars, probably going to be the highest performing cars. Make your choice depending on your personal preferences. I actually went with the Mercedes. It had the best acceleration and tied for the best grip. And now I am doing the upgrades needed to finish the event. I'm going with what's going to cost me the least amount of gold. So there you go, the upgrade tree. You can see the upgrade tree there. The nice thing about doing all these upgrades before you even start the first race is that you're going to be earning more M dollars because you'll easily be getting the highest position you can get in each race. Also, you're only having to learn the car once. Now, I've got cold tires, so she's slippery right now. But every time you add upgrades, you've got to adjust your driving for the car. So I only have to learn this once. Well, what I mean is I'm going to hone this. I haven't driven these at all. I did no tests. So I'm not really sure. Oh boy, this thing is slippery. So I'll once I get up to 100% here, I'll start to learn how this thing handles at Suzuka because I really don't know. Now, even once the car gets to be around 60-65%, it's going to drive pretty good. But other than that, I just don't know how these cars really handle. I can see a lot of people out there were buying cars in advance because they were looking at this new format and going, I'll just buy a car. And I get that. Some people really didn't want to spend gold. And we should probably talk about that later on. Yeah, this is a short race. This is just a one-lap race. We're going to talk about a little bit, comparing this to 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022. We've had 3 different versions of upgrades over the 4 different seasons. And like anything, people don't like change. But I actually think, as far as cost goes, this isn't all that bad. I mean, definitely, this is costing now definitely more gold than Season 1 in 2019. But we'll get into that a little bit later. This race is going to end right away. By the way, I wasn't quite sure if I had to have 100% tires. And so I thought, well, maybe I better just... There you go. You do a skid. Believe it or not, skidding and staying on track builds up heat really fast in your tires. Well, a lot faster than driving normal. Going off track and sliding will reduce that. So skidding while on track will increase your tire heat. And we're going to fly through this pretty fast. When it comes to any average speed events or top speed events, you're going to be laughing because you already have substantial upgrades. Now, average speed requirement, I'm probably going to hit that right away. Sometimes it's fun to drive forwards while looking backwards. This is my first time to really start to test this car out on a lap. I'm going to kind of go with my memory based on other seasons and then just see if I can kind of push it a little bit more than that. I'm not quite sure how much I can be pushing the S's. Please forgive my driving. Like I said, I didn't do any testing. So we'll hone this in. We'll get this a little more dialed. I know that Formula 1 fans, you guys are pretty hardcore about never touching the grass. Because yes, in real racing, as in real life racing, that would definitely make our car very squirrely. However, if you do watch races, there are times people have touched the grass, and it's not something that warrants a penalty because, if anything, it's hurting you. But in this game, it doesn't hurt you. It does give, you lose some clean race bonus, but that doesn't matter when we're dealing with M dollars, right? So who cares? Okay, so we got a little bit more to go here. And when we're coming to the last chicane here, look on your left. You see those distance markers there? I'm braking just after the first distance marker. We'll talk more about braking points later. Right now, let's talk about the different seasons and the different costs. For 2019, you basically needed just shy of 6.8 million M dollars to fully upgrade every single car. Every car had the exact same cost. What I mean is, okay, you didn't get all of them upgraded for that price per car. What I mean is it was the same price for every single car. Woo! Okay, well, obviously I can't keep pinned all the way through the S's. All right, let's get back on track. So 2019 was great because you didn't have to spend any gold at all. And you got a pretty decent car. Those are still my preferred cars for farming. What I mean by farming is that just means you're earning currency, right? It's also the best cars if you want to do endless endurance racing. So, you know what? I'll put a video up to that at the end of this video. There'll be a link to that. Because some of you guys may not know that. You can get all your racing in one race. Now, it's actually a tiny bit faster to do a bunch of separate races, but the nice thing about doing it all in one race is that you're going to get some really good fame pay, because the Invitational Series pay about 3.3 times more fame than the Champion Series. And also, you can make use of bonus fame days if you want to. And this race will end soon, but we'll continue on for a little bit as far as the 2020 and 2021 years. We'll get to that in just a little bit here. Lovely spin at the start-finish line. I'm sure that's not necessarily looked upon nicely, but oh well. You know what? Well, this going is, I'll just keep on saying what I was saying there. So in 2020 and 2021, you had to spend gold. You had to max out a driver and a principal, which was going to be 1,207 gold. And then you needed like 4 different tunings to be competitive. So you were arguably a good 12 million M dollars into it if you wanted to have a time trial competitive car. So now, 918 gold and about 3.6 million M dollars gets you a fully upgraded car. Now at this moment, no news about Invitational Series. So you know what, guys? Send in your requests, put some pressure on EA to make an Invitational Series, or else we're going to be kind of PO'd about some of this here. And this is the end of stage 1. But you know what? Make a request for an Invitational Series, please. All right. So this is going to wrap up stage 1. Pretty easy. Stay tuned for stage 2. Please like, please subscribe. Playlist link will be here. Did I say wink? Playlist link will be here. Hello and welcome to stage 2 of the Formula 1 Honda Japanese Grand Prix. For stage 1 information, please check the video. A playlist will be at the end of this one. That's where I get into all of the upgrade costs and the best car choice. I'm driving the Mercedes. I've already got the upgrades I need to finish the very last stage applied. That way, I only have to learn how this car handles once. I don't have to keep adjusting every time I add more upgrades. Now, 70 seconds of drafting to get in. Obviously, this is the downside of applying all your required upgrades right at the start, is that you're going to bash the snot out of someone else's car. But, oh well. So you don't want to get too close to him, because then he's going to start to wiggle and try to lose you. So just stay a little bit back. You can see here when I'm tapping him, like he's really braking a lot on the S's. There's no reason for that. I haven't dialed in how to handle the S's yet. So you'll see in stage 1, I was flying way off track because I didn't practice. I wanted to show you guys what it's like just to start without practice in a new car. Now I've driven Suzuka thousands of times. I haven't done it in this exact car. Certainly I've done it in other Formula 1 cars in other seasons. Suzuka wasn't available in every single season, but eventually in the individual series it was, but there wasn't always a Japanese Grand Prix. So, we're going to get in our 70 seconds here pretty soon, and the race might just end. Yes, it just ends. So you never know what they're going to do. Sometimes the race keeps going, and this time it just ended, and it gave me first place, even though I was in second place. Thank you so much, Fire Monkeys. Fire Monkeys are the developers of Real Racing 3. Used to be a separate studio, and then Electronic Arts acquired them. Anyway, but I don't know. I think they still have their sort of autonomy. Anyways, blah, blah, blah. In a stage like this, you certainly don't have to worry about your top speed. Why am I doing that? I don't know. I sometimes like to drive forwards while looking backwards. It's a little bit tricky to keep the car straight. Now, let's see what I can do. I'm going to keep the hammer down through the S's here. I think I got a brake, so I can take this full throttle, this full throttle, this full throttle, and I think I need a light braking point here. Okay, that was obviously too much on the brakes. And I don't know, maybe I just need a slight lift point. We'll dial that in yet. Then this. Then obviously got to get on the brakes here. So far so good. This is always a tricky corner, this hairpin. It's tight. I definitely was braking too late. So there you go. Not much I can do about that. As I get my braking points more dialed, I'll share with you some of my reference points. This corner can be so much fun in these cars. Obviously I didn't maximize it because I wasn't going to the far right and utilizing the curb. So I'll dial that in more and more. Now I do know for sure here, I want to be braking just after the first distance marker on the left. Or you can do that. Did you know about that? Anyway, I wouldn't recommend that too much, and I know some of you hardcore Formula One fans are going, foul, foul. Where are the not the marshals? Oh gosh, they're not called marshals. Stewards, there we go. Yes, they would be freaking out, even though I didn't gain, but of course you can't do that. Nonetheless, it's good to sometimes know some of the tricks in case you run into trouble. But I won't be using that very much here. I don't think I'll use it again. Now, let's see here, what do we got? Oh, interesting, 7,000 meters of drafting at Suzuka. Huh, well, if you know Suzuka, then that'll be interesting. This is where you realize that the measurement isn't meters, the measurement isn't yard, the measurement is Roman cubits. And I know sometimes you guys, you'll put that in the comments, it's so funny. It's just, that's what it is. When I did the math on the measurement, that's what it is. 44.444 centimeters or 17.48 inches. They don't know why it happened and they can't ever change it because it would screw up every single flashback event. So we're stuck with it. Like, how could I possibly get 2,000 meters of drafting in already? That was not 2 kilometers. Sorry, dudes, it just ain't. And if you're working in miles, 1.6 kilometers, really is closer to 1.61 kilometers is 1 mile. Anyhow, obviously there's a mess up here. Basically, you get 2.25 meters for every meter that you travel. So that's cool. No worries, man. And yes, you got to be careful of those curb hops. Did you know that when your car is in midair, and if you're steering hard left or hard right, you can do a very fast 180 in the air and land backwards. So you got to watch when you're that one dog leg there. It's not really a dog leg. It is a bit of a sharper corner. You can end up spinning right around there, baby. It's kind of fun. Okay, so basically 1,200 meters of drafting to go. Just look at that. Holy smokes. And suddenly it's all done? That was nowhere near 1,200 meters. Anyway, you know, you've heard me talk about it a lot. So we'll move on from here. It's just funny. When I talked to the developers about it, they said they just have no idea how it happened. Just some sort of a glitch. And yes, my research took me all the way back to the Roman cubits, because there's different cubits for different civilizations. C-U-B-I-T. Yes, I'm saying cubit, ancient measurement. All right, so we've got degrading tires. And again, you know, this is what's awesome when you've already got all these upgrades, is it's just a joke. I'm not concerned one bit about bots getting more and more difficult. In recommended PR events, I still see guys like me always do minimum requirements because we don't want to see the bots get harder. Oh, that's dangerous. Well, we'll see what that does to me. Gosh, that's annoying when that happens. Some people are saying that bot slowing no longer matters, and I'm hoping to find a way to do a test. Because if that's true, that means a major metric has changed, because that's a core part of programming for Real Racing 3. And that is the faster you finish a race, like if you finish in the top 3, you're generally going to be facing harder opponents the next time you go into that race, just anywhere in the game. But if you start finishing lower than that, like 8th or lower, they're going to make it easier for you. So they did that so that the game can stay somewhat competitive, but not totally make you frustrated if it's getting harder and harder for you. And we manipulate that in PR, recommended PR events. This is required PR, which means if you don't have enough upgrades, you can't even enter a race. Recommended PR, it's a lot about your abilities, but sometimes like in the Ferrari SF90, it came down to a certain point, you just had no choice. You had to buy upgrades because you just weren't fast enough. So, and that just happens. And they have become smart to our manipulation of things, and now they manipulate us and force us to finish first in all sorts of races. So that makes me think this is still in place. Anyhow, it's very possible that it's changed, and I'm just looking to do a test at some point. Okay, so this is when the car starts to get really slippery. When you get down to 40%, like anything below 50, you start to get slippery. Now still, it's substantially more grip than a lot of other cars in Real Racing 3. I mean, like, come on now. Even at this point, this is more grip than the SF90 fully upgraded. But nah, we're getting pretty low. And all that going off track is not helping things. That's definitely going to be hurting me more and more and more. Okay, well, still don't have to be too concerned. I mean, I don't have to be in first place, but might as well, right? You get better M earnings, and why not? If you can finish first, why not finish first? In this type of event. And we'll see. Sometimes in required PR events, this does bite you in the butt. I don't know what the last stage will be like the very last day or the last races. Hopefully they haven't screwed anything up. Sometimes in other required PR events, there's been screw-ups. Like, they give you a certain amount of fuel to finish the race in, and they forget that you had to do a partial lap, and so you don't have enough fuel to finish. And that can be a problem. Sometimes that made it 100% impossible. Other times it made it so that you had to get creative with it. So hopefully that doesn't happen. I'm hoping that this is a glitch-free event. All right, well, there we go. That's the end of Stage 2. Please like, please subscribe. Check out the... Hello and welcome to Stage 3 of the Formula 1 Honda Japanese Grand Prix. I am driving my Mercedes. I added all the upgrades necessary so that I could get this one done pretty easily. What I mean is the upgrades I need to enter the last race, I've already applied them. And to see the costs of that, at the end of this video, there's a playlist link. You can click on that and check out video 1. I put it right at the beginning of the video. As well, I show you 3 fully upgraded cars. 3 of, I think they're going to be the best cars because they have the highest base PR. And show you the stats of those so you can make your choice. I fully upgraded them and then did a restore. Woo, that was a big hop. And then I did a restore to get back my currency. Oh boy, I'm just a sloppy all over the place, aren't I? Sloppy jalopy. All right, so let's get this tires heated up. If you skid while you're on the track, you build up more heat in those tires quicker. Inversely, if you skid off track, you will lose some, which is kind of funny because in real life, whether you're on the track or not, if you're going to be sliding those tires, you're going to be building up some more heat for skidding around. But even definitely more on asphalt. This game's programmed to degrade your car when you're off track. It doesn't, well, I shouldn't say that. It's not that you lose, like you get damage, but I do a lot of endless endurance racing. And to do that, you've got to take off-track cuts, and it actually doesn't hurt your car at all. Only collisions really hurt your car. It does cut down on the amount of currency you earn, but by a very small margin. Like, longest I ever went was 600, that was pretty bad. 600 laps at Porsche Short Track. It was like 1,086 kilometers. I got almost 4 million fame, and it was kind of crazy. So anyhow, people don't know about some of that stuff. You can check out some stuff like that if you search around my channel. I've got a playlist link for endless endurance racing, perpetual endurance racing, and stuff like that. Great ways to earn currency. Another big hop. Got to be careful on those hops. If you're doing a sharp corner while you hop, you can do a 180 in the air, which I mentioned on another day. So far, nuts. That corner is the worst one for me. It's a hard one for a lot of people because these cars definitely lose traction at low speed, but still substantially better compared to most other cars in the game, where you've got cars that don't even have 1 G of grip. So yeah, I'm not going to complain. Oh, I think I tagged him a little bit. Yeah, you're not supposed to be touching people when you're passing them, but I don't necessarily acknowledge all that. Hey, you got to watch. I was just going over the bridge there. If there's a car under you when you're driving over the bridge, you'll pick up a tiny bit of draft. The game can't. It's not programmed to handle multiple levels of car. I thought I better make sure I've got 100% tires before I cross the start-finish line. Oops, that was kind of stupid, wasn't it? So I'll do a little donut here, and I'll go. Oh, wait a second! I've got a timer. What am I doing? Oh my gosh, that was really stupid. Come on, let's go, go, go! Oh my goodness, I totally forgot it was a timed lap. I was gonna get nowhere near first place, so I wasn't really trying all that hard. I was still racing pretty fast. I just totally forgot. That's hilarious. All right, now's the chance. Let's just go and set the fastest lap. Okay, so I'm gonna push it, except for, like, this won't be a great lap because they were driving my car. What I mean is the AI was. So let's just see here. I'm trying to hone in these S's. Yeah, you can keep it on track there using the curbs. Little lift there. Still bigger than it needed to be. Like I was braking, I mean. And then I think he slams on the brakes. Yeah, well, I'm going to go under him. Little bit of contact, but that's pretty minor contact. I don't know if the stewards care about that. Ooh, nuts, kicked it out again. I didn't get enough turning in. The secret of these cars, when you get to going really low speeds, get your turning in, start to straighten out that wheel before you get back on that throttle. That's the secret of grip. That's just all there is really to it. That's one of the biggest secrets in racing, is get your turning in before you hammer back on that throttle. Now these cars, of course, with their downforce at speed, sometimes you can take corners ridiculously fast, but for those low speed corners, you got to get a lot of your steering in before you really hammer on that throttle. All right, so this will be a decent lap, but and I got traffic to contend with. Like if I really wanted to hammer out an amazing lap, I'd create a huge gap so that I wouldn't have someone messing up my lap. This guy's going to be right in my way. Boy, you wrecked my my cornering for 1 and 2 there. Hey, is that considered corner 1 or is it considered 1 and 2? I've often wondered that, and maybe you guys who watch more Formula 1 or Indy racing would know. I don't know if Indy actually goes to Suzuka, but... Ooh, that was a big jump! I've often wondered that, if that's considered 1 and 2, or if that's like one big corner, like Parabolica at Monza. Now, it does kind of have more of a 1 and a 2, and I know I could go look this up and ask, but hey, lots of really educated racers out there. I figured I'd just ask you guys. You guys can give me the answer. I'd love to hear your opinion on that one, or the facts. This corner, I'm still working on maximizing this one. Ooh, a little bit off track. So that's good. I overdrove it a little bit. That means I'm getting a little bit closer, although I think I was a little late to the brakes. So that means that I did not optimize the corner. But it's feeling pretty good, starting to feel pretty good. Gotta watch this guy dance around him. Wait, that's me. Ooh, what am I doing? Well, that's certainly gonna wreck my lap, and it's gonna wreck my next lap. Oh well. I'll definitely be way faster than I need to be for the competition I'm facing. Like, what do they want? Last lap was like finish it in 127. I think I did a 115 or 116 there, so obviously nothing for me to worry about. Little lift point here. Zip around that Ferrari. Kind of happy to see the Ferraris getting higher stats in 2022. They were not so good for 2020 and 2021 in the game here. Ooh! It's a little bit better. Okay, let's get this hairpin more dialed. I just have trouble. Oh, come on! That's embarrassing. Oh well. I'm not here to show you a polished, perfect performance. I'm here to share my experience with all of the nastiness of it. So here you need a pretty short braking point. Sorry, dude. Didn't mean to hit him. Of course, that's bad for me and bad for him. A collision like that probably damaged me. I mean, I'll get it back. But by the way, did you know that in the earlier days of special events and like this, like required PR or recommended PR, there was no such thing as instant servicing. So in the old days, we'd be watching so many ads to get all of our servicing and finish these events. It's so nice that they give us that 3-hour servicing. I'm kind of surprised because they're losing a lot of ad revenue, I would think, but they gain a lot of happy fans. So good job, Real Racing Free, for bringing in that instant servicing. I love it. Same with instant R&D. We used to sit there and have to watch a whole pile of ads to get all those upgrades applied. I mean, that's why I kind of laugh sometimes when people complain that this is missing, or, oh, it's a multi-day event, so we can't use it. And it's like, oh man, that was just regular life for those who started playing this game back in like 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018. So it's pretty big. It was normal. But hey, I love it now. I hate it when I got no grip. I almost want to sit there and just do donuts for a while and build up that grip. Well, that's not going to help at all, sliding off track. Ugh. There we go. I'm trying to show you guys how you build up heat faster when you're sliding. These are difficult cars to drift because they just, man, you lose control so fast. Well, at least I did the hairpin better. Okay, get some heat in these tires and then we'll blast a lap. We'll just throw the hammer down. I mean, I got the hammer down now, but you'll notice I like using tilt B controls. I like having my throttle and my gas because it gives me the option to coast the corners once in a while, especially while I'm off track. It's a wonderful way to regain control from a skid, is to let go of the gas and the brakes, steer into the skid. Once you've regained control, then you can, I'm all over the place. Oh well. So, you turn into a skid when you've got the brakes and the gas off. Once you regain control, get back on that throttle if you can, or reapply the brakes. Okay, well that was obviously atrocious, the first lap, and I don't have, oh, that was a little bit dicey. Based on that, oh boy, look at my position falling. I was position 1, I'm already, okay, now position 5, because I was horrible, so everyone's going to be sitting in position 6, everyone's going to be beating me because I did a really stupid thing there at the last chicane. Position 8, it's actually kind of funny, as each person, it allows me to see where each person is. Obviously, 8th position just passed, 9th position just passed. Well, if this is a full field, I'm already getting close on the rear end of guys. Okay, let's check out as I go over the bridge here. Let's see if I drive over anybody. See if I can pick up a bit of draft by driving over somebody. It's really funny when it happens. It's coming up real soon here. Whether you're going under or over someone. Nope, no one there. So it doesn't matter if you're under or over, the game just doesn't know what to do with that. It doesn't account for above or below. I've had a bot way up in the air above me because I smashed them into a wall. And as they pass over you, they smash into you. Okay, that was a much better lap. Yeah, that's way better than my first atrocious lap. Okay, accumulating those M dollars. I blew through a lot of my balance. Target time was just 127. Target time's 127 again. Come on, guys. That's abysmal. That's embarrassing. When's that timer start? Well, I'll just not look at it, I guess. Okay, so it didn't start yet. Still didn't really get up to speed, so this won't be a fabulous lap. But let's see if we can dial this in a little better. These S's. I almost should have fully upgraded this car now. Just because I know I'm going to want to for time trials, and hopefully for a future invitational series. You might have noticed there's no invitational series. Personally, I'm not very happy about that. That's what we want. That's where we push the limits of these cars. The Champions Series is usually a joke, and the earnings are a joke. So I'm encouraging everybody to contact the Fire Monkeys, contact support, contact them however you contact them, and say you'd like an invitational series. Please, ask nicely, but say, I'd like an invitational series, please. I spent 918 gold and like 3.6 million M dollars. I'd like an invitational series, please. I think that'd be wonderful. So yes, contact support. If you don't know how to do that, go into the description area of this very video, and I've got a video link there that'll show you how to create a ticket. It's probably not the best place for it. Actually, it is. I think that you can recommend stuff there. It's not that you're having a problem with the game, but I think you've got the option to make a recommendation. Okay, zippity zoom through all this. Oh boy, my earnings are getting up really fast. I'm just going to plug through it. I'm not going to make this go over into another day. I'll get it all done. Hello and welcome to Stage 4 of the Formula 1 Honda Japanese Grand Prix event. I've got a Mercedes that I'm using. I've already applied the upgrades that I need to finish the last race before I even started the first race. If you want information about costs, the upgrade path you should choose, and what I'd say are the 3 best cars to pick from, go check out the first video in my series. If you fast forward to the end of this, you can get to that playlist link and get access to video 1. Okay, this race, not supposed to get damaged. Don't have to win, but I am going to win. I'm just trying to take it easy. These guys are racing pretty aggressive here. And I just don't want to be taking a bunch of contact, trying to keep it clean, reasonably clean, trying to do something that the stewards wouldn't mind if they were actually watching. And a little bit of contact there. I don't think that's a problem at all. Catch some draft here, zip around the Red Bull. And yeah, I've got a habit of doing that. If you give someone a little bit of a tag, they tend to get off the throttle. In real racing, they would not do that. They might actually give you a little bit of a tag back, But they're probably not going to lift and just let you go and say, bye-bye, go ahead. How would you overtake me? Yeah, they're just not going to do that. Now, this track, I do like this track. There's only the one corner I don't like, but I guess that's what makes it challenging, is the one tight hairpin. That's where you can, well, you can lose your game several tenths of a second there. It's actually shocking how much time can be gained or lost at that one corner. Okay, pretty easy race. Of course, I've got, heavier upgrades, so that's not going to be a problem at all. There we go. That one's easy. Get that one in the bank. Still going a lot faster. Like, they were telling us to do 127s with a rolling start, and here I am from a dead stop. No trouble getting under 127. Drafting. Gotta love that. I always laugh at the drafting stages. Okay, so let's see here. I'm in third place. Second place is a ways away. Oh no, I'm going to gain on him very fast. They do take that corner very well. And not, I'm starting to notice these guys are ramping up. Oops, I really blew it there. They're ramping up pretty quick as far as how good these cars are getting. Like, I'm not gaining on that guy very easily. So, basically, my upgrade path is 5575. So what that means is brakes, I maximized the brakes, and I'm too short on everything else. I did that because that's just the cheapest path to earn this. And so that's what I like to show people. The downside of that is I'm definitely giving up top speed and acceleration, favoring a grip setup. So that's great for the corners, but then for longer runs, these guys are giving me some trouble already. So I'm already getting a little bit nervous about stage 5. Hopefully that's not going to be a problem for me. I guess we'll see. So here we go, no problem here, getting in all sorts of drafting very quickly. Oh yeah, I was a little worried at first. I always forget, like, you're getting 2.25 meters for every meter you drive. That's just the glitch, and I talked about that elsewhere. A lot of you guys know what I'm referring to. There we go, it obviously didn't end. Because I think this one said I also had to win. Which, of course, I want to win. I like to win. Winning is fun, isn't it? I love that last chicane. It just feels quite rewarding. And then plowing through to the end. All right, that's awesome. I like Suzuka. I really like the S's. They have such a nice flow to them. It's quite an enjoyable track. Okay, there, and then there's my earnings. I'm pretty soon I'm going to run out of earnings space. Now, don't get overtaken or overheat. That can be interesting. Sometimes, now something changed. I don't like it actually, because it used to be in these overheating stages when you got off the throttle and coasted, your engine temperature would go down. Well, that's reasonable. Like, what engine stays roaring hot when you get off the throttle? Well, now they just do. I don't know if they did this because so many people were freaking out because they had to use tilt B and they were used to using tilt A. That might be why. Still, though. Anyway, I'll do a little bit of coasting. I don't want to push this too much. My first time doing this stage. My first time doing the majority of these stages. And we'll just see what happens. I'm going to do a bit of coasting through lap 1 here, just to see what happens, how much it builds up. If it just builds up halfway, that should still be pretty easy. But we'll see. I mean, there have been times in the past where they've screwed up these Grand Prix events, where they just made some mistakes and it became impossible to do them. So that's certainly happened in the past. Hopefully that doesn't happen in this one. Eesh, I'm getting pretty close to that halfway point, aren't I? Okay. Now, catching draft or letting someone push me would actually help this not to build as quickly, because it's a very simple algorithm. It's just based on my fingers on the accelerator, so it's creating heat in the engine. If I'm drafting, I'm covering more ground for the same period that I'm on the accelerator, which means it effectively will look like it's not heating up as much. Ooh, already starting to turn yellow. Hello, Jello. Okay, well, that's interesting. Let's see if I can get this thing on the edge of overheating. I don't want to go too crazy here. Some events, if you overheat and cross the start-finish line, you still fail. Some of them you don't fail. And traditionally what happens is you'll get 3, maybe 4 dings before you blow up your engine. Like it'll start flashing and you'll get these ding, 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 and I think you can get away with 3. Gosh, I don't remember though. And you know what? They might have changed it. So I don't know. Guess we'll see if we get to that point or not. If my engine gets to overheating. Now it's getting dark. Dark orange, heading to red. Oh boy. I'm not worried about finishing. I've got such a ridiculous... I got a good lead here. I'll be fine. It's not going to even flash, I don't think. Nope. There we go. Still no trouble. So really no trouble with any of these stages yet. And I've been going full tilt, baby. Oop, gonna run out of $M room pretty soon. Oh well, I'm just gonna keep plowing through for you guys. Want to get you guys these videos as fast as I possibly can. Finishing each lap in that much time is absolutely a joke. Like, if I had things really dialed, I should be able to do laps that are 10 seconds quicker than that with my current upgrades, I think. I haven't really dialed this in yet. I haven't really perfected it. Well, let's just keep our eyes on this. I'm going to keep pushing it. I like learning more and more, so I'm braking later and later into this section. So that's great. I can keep it pinned. Pinned through here. You'll notice I stay pinned for most of this. So that time I opted for a little bit of a lift point. I probably could have gotten away with less. And then I want to hop the curb and get on the brakes after I hop. I overbraked that. I gave up time there. And then here, I still feel like I don't know what I'm doing here sometimes. I feel pretty good. I mean, probably could have been better, but still, compared to what I've been doing for most of these videos, I've been embarrassing myself. And then watch this side road. I'm braking, a very sharp braking point when I see, great, this guy's perfectly in the way. I get a little bit of a push, but still, I think it's going to hurt me more than it helped me. And I could cut the last chicane and gain some time, but then that's not going to benefit me if I get like a no off track event. Oops. Oh, nuts. Didn't want to do that. I really didn't, guys. And I lost the rear end there. So let's just see here if I'm not going to do as great. Like, yeah, well, I did do a 114, but it wasn't clean. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I just don't feel good about that because it wasn't clean. And he's right in the wrong spot there for me. So I lost some of my time there. Oh, this guy's also lovely. Ooh. Okay. Now, I haven't been watching as much. Maybe you guys have. But like I said before, if you're going under this bridge and someone's on top, you get drafted. Same with the other way around. It's really funny when it happens. Of course, we're going so fast, it would just be a flash draft. Flash draft. That sounds good, actually. I could go for a flash draft. Okay. Chugging along. This has been easy. Let's spend a whole lap talking about braking points, which there really aren't that many. But yeah, I'll get into that next lap. I'd like to see a nice clean 114 lap. Like anything, 114 anything. But there's all these cars in the way that are going to really make that difficult. Like this guy's in the way. Perfectly in the way. Tag, 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 tag. Get a little bit of a push. Come on, baby. Give me a push. Okay, so I'm getting on my brakes right as I'm hitting the curb with my rights there. Well, okay, I didn't hit the curb that time. And then throttle out of this. Full throttle for a while here. Oh, that guy's going to be nicely in the way. I might have to brake. Yeah. Here would be a very tiny braking point or lift point. I'll just keep it pinned. And keep it pinned through here. So maybe not a great lap to talk about this. I want to hop the curb and then be on the brakes. Nah, still I was over braking. But it just, my flow was all thrown off from the bots. Oh, and of course, braking out that rear end again. Oh well. Still been very easy so far. And driving way onto the grass, which is driving some of you guys crazy, trying to optimize this. Oh. Well, there we go. That's part of learning a track, is you have to overdrive it. So I was underdriving it, now I'm overdriving it. That's all part of learning where can you drive. I mean, time is of no issue here. I've got an easy 9 seconds to play with, so not one bit of a concern there. So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely doing a bad lap here, but what is it going to be, 117? Oh well, I don't really care. Slide it sideways across the start-finish line, that's always fun. Ooh, they're paying me more now. Oh, I'm going to hit that max very quickly. Okay, well there we go, that wraps up stage 4. Please like, please subscribe. Here's the playlist. Hello and welcome to Stage 5 of the Honda Japanese Grand Prix event in Real Racing 3. This is the finale stage, and I've already got the upgrades I needed to finish the very last race. I applied them right before I even started Stage 1, while at the beginning of Stage 1. And for the costs associated with that, off the top of my head, I know it was 518 gold, roughly 2.44 million M dollars. Upgrade path is 5575. If you don't know what that means, just check out video 1 in the series. Playlist link is at the end of this video. Why was I just drifting? That's because you build up tire heat quicker when you're drifting and staying on track. Skidding while staying on track will build up that heat quicker. So that's why I do that sometimes when I can get away with it, when I don't have someone right on my bumper. These guys are way more aggressive now. Like, look at this dude. They are a lot faster. So that means, of course, the PR has ramped up. And it's possible I could run into trouble today because my upgrade path gave me more brakes and grip. I just did that. I was just doing the one that cost the least amount of gold. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I did. So I went with what cost the least amount of gold. And we'll see if that hurts me or not. Also, this car, this has got the best acceleration. It's tied for the best grip with the Ferrari. And its top speed is really just like 1 kilometer an hour less than the Red Bull. It's tied for second best brakes with the Red Bull. Ferrari actually has the best brakes. And there might be some other cars that have higher top speeds, but then their other stats hurt too much to make it beneficial. So I also show you in the very first video, I show you the stats for 3 fully upgraded cars. This Mercedes, the Red Bull, and the Ferrari. Those seem to have the highest PR rating, so those should be the top cars to drive in any time trials. That's why I was targeting those cars. Of course, whatever you want to choose is perfectly fine. If you chose a lower PR car, it will not necessarily be cheaper because the PR requirements the PR requirements are based on the car you're driving. Alright, well, I was just grinding that guy just for the fun of it. Get a little bit of a push. I want to get myself up into first place, of course, because I always want to win it. I'm in it to win it. Ooh, I gotta be careful getting around this guy. I'm trying to do this clean. I did not contact him, I don't think. That looked clean to me. And then we gotta watch this jump here. If I hit this curb too much, I go flying. Going for a fast overtake. I definitely contacted him, and it's just an old habit of mine. It's just taking advantage of a metric in this game where if you contact a bot, usually while you're a pinch in the lead, they'll hammer on the brakes. Not always, but quite a lot of the time they just like, oh, here, go ahead, have a line. Which, I mean, in real life racing, there's no way a person would do that just if you're making mild contact. So anyway, it's a fun little trick. If you're struggling to get an overtake, you can give them a bit of a slam, even just a slight tap, and they'll get off the brakes. And there we go. This is going to be winding up pretty quick. That wasn't bad. I thought I was overdriving the braking point into the chicane there, but I was not. It was pretty good. And there we go. No trouble at all there. So far, I've had no trouble in any race at all. And here we go. I'm now out of M dollar room, but that's okay. Let's just keep going. You could leave the rest of this till a second day so that you're not giving away M dollars, but I'm just getting this out to you as fast as I can. All right, 90 seconds worth. Well, that's interesting. Okay. That's quite a while. One lap's about 1:15 with these upgrades, about 1:15. So that's quite a lot. Although they are, I wonder if they're still braking in the S's a lot. Oh yes, look at that. Oh, we're braking. Shouldn't be braking in all those spots. Okay, so don't want to catch up too quickly. Like, he's going to really over-brake this corner here as well. So I've got to be prepared for that. I don't want to slam into him. And I don't want to hit him. If you start to, if you start tagging bots, they start wiggling around funny. All right, here we go. Let's see. Let's get nicely hooked up. Oh. Well, he's kind of driving away. That does leave me a little bit concerned. So the Red Bull does have slightly better top speed, but then I don't know what he's got for upgrades. Like, I don't know what they were basing the PR requirement on. I have a feeling they were going with buying tier 6 engine, like tier 6 top speed, tier 6 accelerator, whatever we call it. I have a feeling they were going with that, expecting us to spend tons of gold, which I really wouldn't recommend doing. Gold is the hardest thing to get in the game. M dollars are frustrating because you can only get 250,000 a day, but in a way I don't mind that. I really don't want to spend more than half an hour a day gathering up M dollars, and so I don't really mind that. It helps me to kind of just not overdo it, because I have a habit of pushing way too hard into a game and and I end up frustrating myself and just getting exhausted. Okay, now I want to overtake. And I could do a nasty one. Oh, that wasn't bad. Tiny bit of contact. Hey, would that be allowed? Would a steward let that overtake stand? Like, I think I gave enough intention that I was heading on the inside. I think that was clean. I think that was okay. I'd like to hear what you guys say. If this was actual racing, would I get penalized for that? There was a tiny bit of contact coming out of the corner, but I think at that point I had it. It was mine. I don't think that should matter. Just curious though what you guys would say, because I know some of you, that's definitely not allowed. That was an accident. Still trying to optimize the corner. I know some of you guys are way bigger fans of Formula One than I am, so I'd love to hear your feedback there. And so that's race number 2 there, 5.2 if we want to get specific. And yep, got no more room. Oh well, I'm throwing away some M dollar earnings. That's okay. And what do we got here? Oh, cool. I like average speed ones and lap 5 opponents. So I wonder if that's going to be difficult. Quite a few laps to get this done. I'm watching the field behind me. Already hit minimum speed. Which can happen, although on a track like this, it's got a nice flow. Like, check it out. I'm just going to keep it pinned as long as there's no one in my way. Pinned through here, pinned through here, pinned through here. Slight lift point here. And can I keep it pinned? Oh yeah, baby! That bot was in the nice spot. And oh, lots of bots. Oh my. Oh, tagged. Oh, I'm okay. Lots of bots. No problem getting in your 5 overtakes. Lots of really slow bots. I'm not going to try to draft off these guys because they're probably going to be slow. Oh, he's not giving it to me. Okay, now I don't want to tag him. I don't want to give myself a pit maneuver. That would really suck. Oh, okay. Clean, clean, clean. All right. Obviously, no trouble to hit that average speed still. So, I don't think there's anything to worry about. I've already got my 5 overtakes. I've got another whole lap to go. Kind of curious how many I can overtake. I'm not going to know. I want to get under this guy. Oh, that's a Red Bull. He's going to be... I almost wonder if I should draft him. No, that's a McLaren. Okay. Ah, it's kind of nice. I actually like it when we're more evenly matched, because you get such a nice push. Wow, lots of slow guys. Okay, cool. I love getting all these overtakes in. Yes, I'm hitting the grass a little bit with my outside tires. It's of no consequence in this game, so, don't worry about it. You can do it too, it's okay. And coming up to the curb hop, if I hit it, boom, little tiny hop there, a little tiny hop here. Nope, didn't hit it as tight, so that's good. I don't want to. Smash him. Oh, I think I'm on the brakes too late. Yep, on the brakes a bit late there. Over braking that corner. Gotta watch that. In case we get some no off-track stage here. I don't think we've really had any. I've been really working on keeping it on track, so I've not experimented. There are some pretty well-known Suzuka cuts if you need them. There's not much here. Certainly there's two ways you can cut the last chicane. You can cut it to the inside or to the outside, which I was showing in a different stage. I haven't really done the inside cut very much. But you can blast on the other side of that barrier. Oops, sorry, Mr. Ooh, lost my butt. Okay, let's take... Oh, the pit road doesn't have regular speed here. In some pit roads, like at Silverstone, the pit roads there, you go full speed there. But obviously in this one, it's counting as off track. So, oh well, that's okay. I guess that's... Well, oh well, it just is that way. Okay. Giving up earnings, and what do we got here? What do we got? Getting down to the end of it, down to the nitty-gritty. All right, set the fastest lap. I don't think that should be a problem, but let's just see. Because, like, they're pretty fast now. Like, wow. But I got a nice lead, and I take these S's way faster than they do. So you definitely want to slam through these S's fast. By the way, I never have any assists on. If your car is over braking in this area, it's probably because you have assists on. So all my assists are off. No brakes, no steering, no traction. That's how you get the most out of your cars. Oops, that's not good. I definitely cut that off track. I didn't want to, and then my trajectory was off and just all loose. And hopefully I do this. I'm getting better at that corner. Still, that didn't feel optimal. But I don't think this is going to be an issue at all. Hoping for a totally glitch-free event, but we will know soon enough. So far, so good. I didn't optimize that. I was a little late to those brakes. Still trying to dial all this in, but that's okay. I might have to time trials. There's going to be some time trial tournaments coming up. Probably going to be one at this track. Maybe not. I actually didn't look. I don't know if they told us where it was yet, but... Okay, now I want to set up a really nice lap. I mean, I think that's going to be fine. So I don't think that's going to be challenged at all. But I'd still feel better. Oh! Okay, well, that last lap is definitely going to be my best lap. So... And it's looking like no one can touch me. There we go. Nothing to worry about anywhere here. Nice. Zipping along. No hop that time. Oh, and I took that one proper. There we go. That feels good. Trying to do that, you know. Oh, for that braking point. I never discussed that, did I? I never did go through all my braking points because I had a complete disaster. Well, I'm pretty sure you could see them. Yeah. I mean, you can see when I'm on the brakes. Sorry, I forgot about that. Oh, nuts. Well, that's obviously definitely not my best lap. Please forgive me for my horrible driving. I'm looking forward to the last race. Still curious what happens at the end here. Are we forced to take this car, or do you get options? I mean, it wouldn't make any sense to take another car because I bought upgrades on this one, but some of you guys already bought cars. So we'll be curious to see what happens. I asked them to give me the information ahead of time. They didn't give it. They've been busy. Okay, well, here is where things go wrong, and you might be swearing at the game. I think they made a mistake. I don't think they gave us enough fuel. I'll show you why I say that right now. Here I am, running out of fuel. And that's after being very careful with my fuel and getting a lot of draft. And look at this, trying to get this guy, come on, push me to the finish line. I gotta win. So I'm giving you fair warning that with my setup, I've got to do some careful cuts and maneuvers to actually win. So I don't want you freaking out on me. I don't have a choice. I have the PR required to enter this race, so therefore I should be fine. 9.1 units of fuel. Now watch this. As soon as I get control, burning fuel. This is what they screwed up. There. So I went through 0.2 units of fuel, which is about what I was missing at the end of the race I just showed you. So they've done this before, same screw up, where they did not include the partial lap. Now the last time they did this, it was like a half a lap. I forget where it was. I want to say it was at Marina Bay. Yeah. And that's like 2 years ago now, where it was 100% impossible. I mean, it's like a permanent free skip on that one, I think. So you see that? Now you got to let go of the fuel You gotta let go of your throttle when you're coasting off track like that, because off track you're gonna really burn up that fuel. So this is like no mistakes. You're gonna notice that I'm gonna sometimes let him catch up and push me a bit. Not a lot though, because honestly guys, I probably spent an hour on this race. I'm really frustrated. So this is the version you're gonna see me complete it, and it's dicey. So I'm kind of angry, but oh well. Because this is a required PR event. Why am I angry? Because it's required PR, so therefore, if I met the required PR, it should not be that difficult. And this is. So I had to take that cut. I drifted through the chicane again. You gotta let off the throttle while you're coasting. You don't wanna be on the throttle when you're going off track, because it's just gonna be wasting. And then I'm letting off the throttle, so you're doing a lot of coasting here. Because if I just pound on the brakes, I'm just wasting some of the gas I spent. And I'm nervous because 9.1 units, which means 3.033 repeating units per lap, and I've already burned more than that. So I gotta do better. So careful there, no sliding. This is tricky. This is not an easy thing to do. And I made a report right away to the fire monkeys that they screwed this up. So I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know if they're gonna give a free skip. I'm very curious to hear what other people are experiencing in other cars. And I'm guessing if you went with a different upgrade path, like from left to right, I'm 5575. So I'm guessing if you're 7555 or 5755, you might be fine, because you're getting more speed for the amount of time you're on the accelerator. So here I am. I planned that push. I'm letting him catch me. Go through here. You'll notice I was back to the throttle while I was still off track for just a tiny bit there, but that's okay. Oh, look at this. I don't have enough fuel to finish this lap. I thought I was saving better. Okay, I got to do even more saving this lap. I wanted to have 3 full units and I don't have it. Okay, so this isn't easy. This isn't easy at all with the setup I had. Now, I'm going to fully upgrade this car, and so yeah, I can just go buy more upgrades, but I like to do it showing you the cheapest way possible, and this isn't easy. So, sorry guys, my advice was based on the fire monkeys setting up these stages properly. So I've slowed down a lot. I want him to push me, which is very risky because he is definitely faster than me. You watch. In a few versions I did of this, I ended up I got the pit maneuver done to me, got overtaken by multiple guys, and you start doing the pit maneuver back to them, but then you damage your car, and then you have less top speed acceleration. So it just starts error upon error, and it just doesn't work. So here we go, doing a lot of coasting. I think I'm going to be good. Now, I don't know if they're going to fail me if I totally run out of fuel, so I'm going to make sure I have at least 0.01 units. Okay? Check it out. There we go. There you go, guys. Not the greatest finish. I'm frustrated, but I got my car. And now I wanted to show you what happens. Do you have to use the car that you drove, or do you have an option of another one? And here you go. You choose whatever car you want. So if you already had a car nicely upgraded, you get to choose another one. So guys, please like, please subscribe, check out some other videos. I've got lots of different videos, endless endurance racing, $M earnings races. Thank you so much, guys. Have fun out there. Bye-bye now.